Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Soul Speak, the podcast for teens. I am your host, Emily Miller, Teen Intuitive. All right, so last week we had a full episode about pedestals and putting other people on pedestals and how it draws a line between us and them and ultimately brings us down, showing us that we can never achieve all of the things these people on these pedestals have. It like draws a line in the sand of them of saying they have this and we can never achieve this. And so the other side of that I want to talk about a little bit today is if we have this persona that we present to the world and we have it as if we are perfect and we are achieving to be on that pedestal for other people. And what that does for you if you are trying to put yourself on that pedestal, maybe even unintentionally, in the way that you present yourself to other people. So we know what happens with all the people that we put on the pedestals and how we perceive them. And then what can ultimately happen too with those people is that they get knocked off the pedestal and we no longer have this like idealistic version of who these people are, and then they disappoint us. They get knocked off the pedestal and they're no longer up here, they're down here. So if we are the people who others have on pedestals, it will give these people, all the people who are looking up to us, it's giving them wildly unrealistic expectations of us. So if we are always trying to present ourselves as perfect, then what happens is people don't ever see our flaws, and then they see us as completely unrelatable. And then it also makes people think like, oh, well, why do they get to have everything? What makes them so special, And so then they have this, they'll end up having this like hate for you. So it's like, who wants to hang out with, someone they see as Little Miss Perfect or, Little Mr. Never Makes a Mistake? It just makes them feel bad about themselves. And like, who wants to hang out with someone who makes you feel bad about yourself? You're like, I'd rather not. Thanks, but no thanks. So if we are always trying to present ourselves as that like old version of perfect, no one ever gets to truly, really know who you are. And if they don't ever know who we are, they don't know our hearts, they don't know like all the ins and outs of us, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly. Like if people don't get to see all of those parts of us, then they never know who we really are and they can never truly love us. It's like you're just presented one side of who they are. And if you just see someone as one-sided, one-dimensional, like just that's all that they ever are, this one thing that they try to show to us, then we can never love them fully. Like you can never fully love something if you don't know it. So I want you to think back. It was like one of the first few episodes I ever did where I talked about how, or maybe it was in the unconditional self-love episode. So if you are thinking back to like those babies and those pets and how we feel about the babies and the pets and we unconditionally love them, we love all the parts of them. We like the parts of them that poop on our floor and we have to change their diapers. Like we love every single little bit of them. We love them when they cry. We love them when they, chew up our toys. We love them all the time. There is no time where speaking of pets, there's my Hank. Okay, yeah, so we love um, our animals and our babies, and we love them unconditionally, and we know all the parts of them. We know the parts that aren't the easy parts to love, but we still love them anyway because they're showing us all their different sides, all the different facets to them. And that is what is fostering unconditional love, to see all the good and all the bad in everyone, to have that source view, that balanced view of that person. It's like, when you, this is my like favorite way to think about source perspective, is when you look at the ocean and you see it. It is like a majestic thing. It's like a creature all on its own. And it has these gorgeous waves and it makes these beautiful sounds. And the sun sets on it or rises over it. And it has all of these beautiful colors and creatures that live in it. But then also, like, this ocean can create mass destruction. It can create hurricanes that ruin cities. It can house sharks and whales who like eat things and destroy things and can attack you. It has jellyfish that can sting you. But like well, not everybody, but like I love the ocean. I want to like dive in head first and let the ocean just like surround me and house me because it feels so good to be in it, even though there are parts of it that are kind of scary and that are unpredictable. And we know that about the ocean, but like how many people go vacation to the ocean all the time in the like throughout the entire year? Like everybody wants to go take a beach trip. Or let's say you love the mountains. Like mountains are really freaking scary too. Like they can have avalanches. You could get lost in them. They're vast. They're gorgeous. They have these trees filled with like animals and bugs and ticks. And so while these things that Source has created are super dangerous if you like think about it, they're also gorgeous. They are majestic. They have all of these working parts and pieces to them that we get to see, and we love them. Like people work all year just to go vacation in the mountains or vacation at the beach and spend all their money going to these places because we love them and we find the joy and the adventure that lies within them. So kind of think about yourself that same way. Like you want, and other people too, like you want to know all the ins and outs of them. You want to know like the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I said, you want to know all of the parts of them to truly and fully love them and appreciate them. And so one thing that I was kind of thinking about is how like why is it becoming such a thing right now for everybody to be talking about like authenticity? And I think this is why, because we are like inundated, like fully constantly have information being fed to us through screens and all this stuff. And it's something that's just happened, in the last 10 years or so. We've gotten so much information available to us. And so, like I've said before in the past episode, is that we're seeing all of this information that is highly curated and it's very highly calculated. All the information that is being fed to us, whether it's from your favorite influencer or your favorite TikTok person, or it's stuff we see in the news, it's the way that TV shows are made, everything is very calculated and it is presented to us to make us feel certain ways and to make us believe certain things. And whether it's to believe some narrative that the news is trying to give us to divide us, or we're being sold, somebody's favorite lip gloss or whatever. It's all has a purpose behind it. It all has some sort of reason why these people are giving us this information. And the people are just not being authentic. They aren't being their true selves, and they aren't even selling us things that they really even use. It's like it's just a constant barrage of people trying to sell us whatever it is that they are backing. And it's not things typically that they even believe in, or something that they think is like something that you really even need or want. It's like kind of like everybody's just kind of, working for something for themselves. It's like they aren't looking out for the greater good of humanity. And so we're constantly now in a search for authenticity and truth. And this is kind of showing like how also in like TikToks and Instagram, like whatever it is, the thing that you like to watch, there's become like a rise in people who are conspiracy theorists and sharing these conspiracy theories and all this stuff, that where people are they're just becoming truth seekers. Like the whole world is becoming, well, I shouldn't say the whole world. There's a percentage of the world of people who are like fed up. They're tired. They're tired of being sold whatever it is the people are selling at the time, whether it's an idea or like an actual product. People are really tired of being sold to. They want truth. They want authenticity. They want even just products that are like good, natural, like healthy things that are good for human beings. So I feel like it's part of, and what's going on too is just the world, the earth is in this time, it's in this place where we are all trying to like raise the frequency of the planet. And in order to raise the frequency and raise the way that we all are into this like more utopian type of society where we are in a more balanced place, and we aren't fighting and we aren't taking sides and we aren't constantly battling with each other to get more in a harmonious place. We're all just seeking truth to get there, because we're kind of tired of battling with each other and trying to decipher like what's true and what's not. And so it's sort of a lesson for the entire world right now to get to a place where we are able to use discernment and we are able to decide for ourselves what is true and what is not. What is something that is actually helping me, that's actually furthering me along, and that's actually giving me room for growth, room for opportunity, room to expand and allow and literally be just the best version of myself. And so we're just in that place in the world right now. And it's really kind of like a hard thing to think about, because there's so many stories and things out there that are being told to us, and it's hard to tell like, okay, who's telling the truth and who's not. And one thing that I really, really like to think about whenever I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about who is a truth teller, like who is saying things that I can trust. Because that's what like that true love situation is finding somebody who you can trust, to know that person, the things that they are telling you is truth, and you're not going to get surprises from them because you know that they are being their authentic self. And so anytime that you speak to that person, listen to that person, get information from that person, you're not going to be what's the word? I can't think of it. You're not going to be like surprised by the things that they're telling you. Like sometimes your ego might get a little shot where you're like, that's not what I've known my entire life. And so it's kind of hard to accept some of the information sometimes. But it's not going to be something where you're like, what? Where did that come from? Since when do they believe that? And so what I like to do whenever I am trying to use my discernment and figure out if these people have my best interests at heart is I think about, is the information that they are giving me expansive? Is it something that makes me feel good? That's not fear-based. That's not making me feel like I have to hide. That's not making me feel like I have to not be who I am. That information isn't telling me I need to be scared of something or someone, that somebody's going to take something away from me. That kind of information is the information that I shy away from. I'm like, okay, if this person is telling me I can't do this or I shouldn't do this, then I'm usually not going to listen to them. If they are telling me, oh, you can never have this, you can never have that. If it's limiting, anytime the information is limiting and not expansive, I'm going to say no, thank you, and use my discernment and use my own judgment and think like, okay, what's the truth here? What is real? Like, would Source do these things? Would Source say like, oh no, you can never, make $1 billion. Oh, you could never live in this house. You could never get married. You could never have children. You could never do these things, and you shouldn't do these things, or, whatever the things are. I always just think like, okay, is this person instilling fear in me, or are they making me feel like the world is limitless? And anytime I get the feeling of like fear or limit, then that's whenever I'm like, okay, thank you, but no. So I always like to think about that whenever I am choosing people who I'm listening to, and I am choosing what people I want to follow, or if I'm going to, watch a show or watch a movie or whatever. Is the information limiting or is it expansive? So that's a really, really good way to test how the people are and how authentic they are and how they make you feel. So with all of that, the thing that I was thinking about the most, and what has been coming up a lot with my clients lately and with myself too, is to not be afraid to be your authentic self. So, we have these people who we put on the pedestals, and then we have sometimes times where we think, oh, we want to be on that pedestal that people look up to, that people admire. But what happens, like we said, is we don't, what the source truth of this is that we don't want to be up here and we don't want to be down here. We want to be in this like really sweet spot where people get to see who we authentically are, and excuse me, and where they have this trust for us because they know what they're getting every time that they talk to us, every time they see us, every time they come to us. We want for them to know that we are being our authentic self, that they can trust us, and we want to develop these like deep, loving relationships with people where they see all the parts of us and we get to see all the parts of them, and we get to love them and appreciate them for everything that they are. And we get to develop these like really real relationships with other people. And the way that we get to have these relationships with other people is by showing them all of us, showing them like every single part of us. And so what has been coming up a lot is for me and for my clients also to be really to know, actually, it's to know that you are safe to express yourself exactly as you want to. And then knowing that when you do that, what happens is all of these people who you are expressing yourself to, they see you doing that and they see you being authentically you, and it makes them in turn feel safe to be their authentic selves. And then we get like these really cool relationships. So the thing that I want for you guys to do this week is, this is like my little challenge for you this week, is for you to do like one thing every single day that is something that you would normally hold back from doing. Like you would be like, oh, I don't want to do that. People think I'm weird. And it could be literally anything. So it's kind of like first listening to your urges, like, ooh, I want to go do a cartwheel right now in the middle of the grass. There's like this gorgeous patch of grass and it would make the perfect spot for a cartwheel. Go do the cartwheel. Like, who cares? It's fun. You'll feel good. You'll get a little boost of endorphins from the movement and you'll feel amazing. It's like tapping into your juvenile, childlike things that you would typically be like, oh, that's so cringy. Why are they doing that? Like, do it. Who cares? It's fun. So laugh whenever you want to laugh. Like, even if it's not the appropriate time, laugh. Somebody else wants to laugh too. Or ask a question. If you're thinking that question, somebody else is thinking that question too. Take off running. Jump, skip, hop, hug someone. Like whatever your urge is to do, and just one time per day. That's all I'm asking. See what kind of comes up. What are you feeling like you want to do, but you're not doing? Maybe it's you want to wear a certain outfit. Maybe you want to like dress up when you go to school, or you want to dress down because you normally wear, you always have the perfect outfit on and you pick these very specific things. Well, put on sweats and a t-shirt one day. See how that feels. You probably get like even more compliments than you get whenever you're dressed to the nines. Or if you normally don't get dressed up because you feel like, oh, I don't want the attention on me and I don't want people, talking about my outfit or whatever. Get dressed up. See what happens. Put on, a lipstick color you would never wear. Let your hair dry naturally. See what happens. And use it as like a little experiment to just like show who you really are and show who you want to be, and not this like curated version of yourself that you're presenting to people, because it feels more safe to be this polished version of you rather than the you that's like messy, out there, says what they want, laughs when they want, tells stupid jokes, wears weird things. Even though they're not weird, they're probably gorgeous and beautiful. And so it's like, do those little things. Voice your opinion, even whenever it seems a little scary. Imagine like what would happen if you started to say the things that you really wanted to say about how you really felt about things. Imagine the people who are also thinking those same things, and then they get to come into your life and you get to make new friends that way. Or you have like a really cool debate where you guys are, sitting here talking about your viewpoints, and that sparks a relationship because you see like, okay, we have these differences of opinions, but we could still sit here and talk like normal people and be like cool and chill about it. And then that sparks a new relationship. So it doesn't even have to be people who think the same things as you. They can be people who think exactly the opposite as you, but then they're like, okay, this person's really cool. They have these different ideas, and then y'all can learn from each other. So there's all these different things that can stem from you being your authentic self. And the number one most important thing is the love and the trust and the relationships that you get with the people in your lives whenever you are the person who you're truly meant to be, when you express yourself as your true self and not this version of you that you think other people want to see or experience from you. So just think about that. And then, also think about what it does to your creator field. So instead of, hiding and shielding who you really are throughout the day, imagine what would happen if you felt safe and you were expressing that safety in your creator field, and you were expressing that authenticity in your creator field, and you're showing that true self version of you, and you feel good in it, you feel safe in it. Then what happens is the universe, in turn, source and higher self, like they've planned this for you and created it so that the universe will then mirror back to you, give back to you, put all that matter in your world of the safety and authenticity, and you get all these experiences that are authentic to you and that feel safe and feel good and feel so secure and feel so satisfying. So not only do you get those really cool relationships, but you get all these really cool experiences that go along with it. So think about all of the stuff that opens up whenever you start to be you, the authentic you, the true self version of you. It's amazing. Like, it's gorgeous. It's limitless. It's just the opportunities are going to be so expansive. So do something really silly this week. Do something that you would never normally do. Do something, say something, wear something, do it once per day. And then I want you to report back. I need some comments in the comments section. Tell me something amazing that happened to you this week as you expressed as your true, authentic self. Oh, and also, I'm going to put a little link in the show notes for you guys. I'm going to start a newsletter. And in the newsletter, we'll have probably like some little source messages that come through every week. And then also in the newsletter, there will be some opportunities where I am going to do some live webinar events. And in those, we will have like special topics and things that maybe we don't really talk about on the podcast. You guys will have time to answer questions, or I will answer the questions. You'll ask the questions in the webinar. No topics will be off limit there. So whatever we want to talk about in there, we will talk about in there. And they will be exclusive to all the people who are signed up to my newsletter. So comment in there about any of the cool things that happened to you this week as you expressed yourself authentically, and sign up for the newsletter so you guys can come to these fun little exclusive events we are going to be having. And have a gorgeous, gorgeous week.